Hey guys, I've got a quick unboxing video for you today of one of Sony's more interesting products recently. This is the PS Vita TV. The Vita TV came out in Japan just a few days ago. If you're unfamiliar with what the Vita TV is, it plugs directly into your TV. That is the Vita TV, and it plays Vita games. It also does a lot of different multimedia. It's kind of like Sony's solution for the Apple TV in a way, meets the PlayStation Vita. So it is an interesting little box. And when I say little, I do mean little. This box alone is quite small, and I can imagine that the console inside is probably very small as well. So we'll do some size comparisons with that. But yeah, it plugs in using HDMI. You can put Vita cards into it, and by cards I mean the game cards as well as the memory cards. There are two slots, just like a regular Vita, and we'll take a look at that once we obviously get it unboxed. This cost about 10,000 yen, about $100 US. They do also sell a bundle with a PS3 controller and an 8GB Vita memory card for about 150 US. At this time, there's no US release announced, but it's coming. I bet it's coming. So, yeah, it does have 1GB of memory built in, but as soon as you put in your own memory card, that 1GB kind of goes dormant, just like the Vita 2000. So anyway, there's the front. You can see the top there. It just says Vita TV. And get a look at the sides here. Pretty normal stuff for a Sony product, for one of their game products here. And there's nothing special going on the bottom there. Alright, let's go ahead and just pop this thing open and take a look inside. Got this right on top here. So this is a warning. Basically what it's telling me is that only certain Vita games will work on the Vita TV. And unfortunately, due to touchscreen functionality, you can imagine some games just wouldn't work very well. Unfortunately, it sounds like what Sony's done is they've actually made those games so they won't even launch. So there are a bunch of Vita games that require a lot of touch functions, particularly games like Uncharted, Gravity Days. Those won't even launch on the Vita TV yet. Developers can patch those and release the patches to fix them, but there are some there that just have not been patched yet. Hugs, DJ Mizuhara. If you guys are familiar with Red Sun Gamer, that is my boy Martin. Shoutouts to Martin for sending this to me. As you probably saw in my PS4 video, I am currently in the States for a little while, so he was nice enough to send this over to me. Appreciate that, Martin. And you'll see right there, we have the console right on top. And I can already tell you it's a small, small little console. So let's get into it. It's pretty lightweight there. I would say it's smaller than an Apple TV. I have an Apple TV downstairs. Obviously, once you set it up, you don't touch it very often. But I would say it's a little smaller than an Apple TV, probably. You can see. And I'll do some size comparisons in a bit. On the front there, just Sony. A little indicator light. I'm sure that powers on when you turn the system on there. Very simple. Sleek PlayStation logo there on the top. On this side here, it says PS Vita. That's probably the game card slot. It looks just like the slot that's on top of the new Vita 2000. There you go. That's where you're going to put your game card in right there. Close that up here. If you look on the other side here, there's nothing going on there. It's just a rounded side there. And again, there's the front. And if we flip it over to the back, that's where most of the stuff is going on here. AC adapter, obviously here. You do have Ethernet cable port here, although it does have Wi-Fi built in. HDMI slot. That's a USB port there. And then a memory card spot, as well as the power button. So all that stuff smashed right there onto the back. And again, I'll put this down here. And we'll do some size comparisons once we get the rest of the stuff out of the box here. Let's go ahead and open this up. Alright. Thank you for purchasing the Vita TV here from Sony. And if you look on top, we've got some instruction manuals here. So let's take a look. What have we got? This looks to be the main instruction fold out. Holding it upside down for you here. Main instruction fold out, basically tell you how to use it, so I won't get too into that. It does allow functionality for the L3 and R3 buttons to function as touchscreen, so you can use some games' touchscreen functions. Again, the games themselves do have to be supported there. But that's how you get around some of those touchscreen functions, and then the typical kind of registration information. This comes with most Sony hardware, game hardware. And this is how you know it's a next-gen console. Kind of a joke, but it comes with an HDMI cable. And again, I mean, vanilla HDMI cable, nothing special about that. HDMI cable is an HDMI cable. And finally, just the last thing in the box here, you'll see that we've already got an empty box. The power half of the cable. And I can tell you, if you've seen my Vita 2000 unboxing, this is exactly the same as that half, that power half. Minimalistic on this side, very small, thin profile. And then the adapter half here. So again, this of course plugs in here. Got your full-length power cord there. This will plug into the back of the Vita TV here. Again, very small there. So there's your power cord. Now I want to do some quick size comparisons, so I'll set the rest of this stuff aside. You can kind of get a feel for how big the Vita TV actually is. And by big I mean small, because it is tiny here. So there's the Vita TV. First up, why don't we hold it up next to a Vita 2000, and you can already tell. It's about the same thickness. If you hold it this way, basically fits. I have a screen protector on my screen, of course. Fits right on top there. As you guys know, it's a 5-inch screen, so there you go. It's about a 5-inch device, a little smaller than that. Profile this way is about the same. I have a Note 2 cell phone here, and a lot of people tell me it's huge, but it's much bigger than the Vita TV. So I would say this is about the size of an iPhone, a little bit thicker than an iPhone. That's about it. Some of the major titles I've got already that I'm looking forward to trying out on the Vita TV that I'm going to get some videos up for direct stream. East Salcedo, which came out last year in Japan. The American version is coming out soon. I'm thinking that'll be supported. I've also got Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload, as well as God Eater 2 to try out on it. So I'm going to get going on that. I'll get some more videos up of the actual gameplay on the TV itself, direct stream. Until then, thanks a lot for watching today, guys. Hope you have a good one.